able to get in? I think Coach said that kind of built up through the week. Like how much was it like a normal week, or was it kind of limited?
Yeah, so far it was more of a normal week, and it was so far more of something to be able to, just see where I was going to be able to be. I didn't want to just throw me in there, but so far I was just more on a normal schedule, just being able to play, and I was, doing all like the things that most of the other players would do during practice.
Did the injury you had, so it was suffered against Florida State, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And for you just being back out there, I guess the offense kind of, lacked that deep ball that you guys were used to during earlier in the season, I guess. What kind of happened? What was Louisville kind of doing, I guess, to kind of derail that day?
I feel like during the other games, I guess they threw deep pretty well. Considering that versus Wake Forest, I think from what I saw, they were able to, complete those passes, and same versus Virginia. But I just felt like, when I came back, nothing much changed. We just had that another receiver added, so being able to have more stamina, more depth to roll around, it just helped us being able to, push the field better.
What's the vibe been like inside the facility this week after the loss?
Yeah, it's definitely been tense. A bunch of people, having a type of little edge to them this week, knowing that, we felt like we were a better team. We felt like there were a lot of things that we made mistakes on, and we know that we are a lot better than what we showed out. And knowing that, we can't do anything to really control if we make it to the playoffs or not, but we know that we just got to be able to finish like how we did last year, how they did last year, just being able to go out there and know that we could finish and, playing to the best that we can. So that's what we've really been focusing on this week, and that's what, you can tell everybody's thinking about.
How do you feel like the receivers handled the blocking of the Louisville's DBs on the perimeter?
I wouldn't say we were perfect, but I felt like we were pretty good, having a few explosive plays here and there from the run-ins, and knowing that, we've really been working on blocking this week and like every other week, but just making sure that, just like how we can be effective in the pass game, I felt like we were pretty effective in the run game with blocking too.
There were a lot of drops on Saturday. I guess for you, how do you guys kind of, diminish that moving forward? Diminish that moving forward with the drops?
Yeah, definitely just, focusing on, little eyes, focusing on the ball, not looking away from it, just being focused on that one thing, and I guess just working ball drills throughout the week and actually taking that to game. Because, during practice, you're always focused on, looking the ball in, but when you get to the game, you can kind of, just forget about that little detail, and it can show out. So just making sure that we take what goes on in practice into the game.
I guess looking back on it, what was different about the fourth quarter where you guys were able to kind of get moving again offensively and finish drives? What was different about the fourth quarter as opposed to the first three?
Yeah, I just felt like we, started actually, using some tempo, started, defense wasn't really getting set. They were playing more off, playing more, cushion, so we were able to, get those short passes, give it what they take us, or take what they give us and just, push the field on them.
Did that help in terms of like the offense's confidence? Obviously, not scoring as much as you want in the first three quarters, but then kind of showing yourselves that we can do this, that, we're only stopping ourselves. Sort of, or kind of what was the feeling after that?
Yeah, we were definitely stopping ourselves that first portion of the game. And I think that, going to that end game, being able to push the field, it raises confidence, but it also, it doesn't really matter if we raise confidence if we don't win the game. But I know that, the way that we push that field during the fourth quarter, that's what we know that we can do throughout any game that we play. It's just a matter of if we focus on those details and if we actually play the way that we've been practicing.
What was Garrett Riley's message to you guys after the game, or even just heading into this week with looking forward towards playoff chances, or just how you guys are moving forward after the game?
Yeah, basically, like Coach Sweeney said, we can't control what we do for the playoffs, so we just got to, be able to finish this week out. And so Coach Riley, he was just stressing, focus on those key details that we do, focus on that offense that we were showing out for the past 6 games, and showing for, one bad game can't, affect the rest of our season, and we got to be able to kick it back up and kick that offense back up and just move on to the next game, and just being able to take this practice, make sure that we take the mistakes from last week, make sure they don't happen again, and really focus on making sure that we can finish.
What's it been like to see just kind of how razor thin that margin is at this level of college football?
One more time.
What's it been like to see how razor thin that margin is of like a good game versus a bad game and things going your guys' way? I'm just looking at it as you're a freshman in the college game for the first time. Just what's it been like to kind of see just how close all these games really are when you're playing in them?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because I feel like, our offense, I think we had more yards than Louisville. So, in those few plays that Louisville kind of had, those big explosive plays, it was just like one guy being like an inch off on his assignment, or, just not filling the right gap. In our offense is just, not catching the ball for like one first down, and then I could really shift the momentum of the entire game. And so it's really like crazy to see how one little mistake or one little play can affect the entire game or even the entire season that you're having.
Cade said post game that the game against Louisville kind of had some similarities with the game against Georgia. Did you kind of see some of those same things?
Yeah, I feel like that would be very similar because more like against Georgia, we really beat ourselves going into that, first half. Didn't really push the field because we were more like making those mental mistakes. And then that's the same with Louisville. We went into that first half, couldn't really do anything. I felt like we had one good drive first half, and that was really like what we could have been doing the entire game. But we were just, weren't dedicated to pushing the stuff that we've been doing in practice, so we just got to work on that, and I guess just make sure that those Louisville and Georgia games don't happen.
Is there anything that you have been working on specifically heading into Virginia Tech based off of the things you've seen from their secondary or defense through film? Or is things that Riley or anybody just pointed out to them?
Yeah, so I mean, their DBs that they got in number 44, number 4, they're very good athletes. So I think that they're very good run fitters. They, can go make a tackle. So I feel like, blocking is one of the key things that I've been trying to work on. Making sure that I'm, polished on that. And just, I feel like making those one-on-one plays, making those one-on-one matchups, winning those. And, yeah.
Any other questions?
How important do you think the impact of explosive plays for offense has been really key for this season? Because you look back at games after Georgia, you played App State, and it was just like big play after big play. You look back at Louisville, and it was kind of a lack of those. Do you think that kind of plays a part in success you'll have this season?
Yeah, I feel like, big plays create big momentums for offensive teams. So if you're constantly creating big plays, constantly having no momentum, and it can also carry over to the defense. If the defense stops those big plays, it also carries momentum to that. So I feel like we didn't get those big plays started, didn't have as many big plays as we wanted to, so it was definitely going to be able to affect the game, not in a good way for us.
Anything else? Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.